I made this, I think yesterday. Oh yeah, I did. I made it yesterday. So I decided that I will wear it, and I like it this way. I just had an unnecessarily almost dizzying conversation that was not at all planned, and it just reminded me that I'm responsible for my own energy, and I need to be more protective of it. I need to be a better steward of my energy. I need to be more considerate of what I allow to enter it. And I'm starting to notice this more, that I'm even having trouble saying it because I guess I don't want to admit it. I guess I don't want to you know, when you say things that makes it true, even though it's true regardless of if you say it, but if you say it, it's actually true. Like, you can't unsay it, and that means you can't unrealize it, even if you have realized it. Like, it's just different when you say things out loud. So anyway, I'm coming to realize that people are starting to realize that my my presence is a blessing, and my energy is valuable, it's expensive, and it's exclusive, and they are trying to gain access to it. And this is the part of healing, growth, and the manifestation of your affirmations. The manifestation of your affirmations. Let me say that clearer so that it's understandable. This is the part that is the test, because it's one thing to affirm something so that it's true, but then once it's true, what do you do? And so now I'm starting to see the responsibility that I have to kind of cut unnecessary things. I don't want to say ties, really, but that too, that is included. And I guess in this case, I'm still trying to figure out if that's one of these situations. But for now, what I can tell is that when you're in a certain state of mind, in a certain headspace, you need to protect that. Like, you need to protect that. And you may think that just because people mean well, that they will do you well. But just because people mean well doesn't mean that they know better. So if you know better, you have to do better. It's on you. Like, it's my responsibility. I've just come to realize that my affirmations are working, and one of them that I continuously affirmed was that my presence was a blessing, and it is, and people are seeing that. Hi. People are seeing that, realizing that, and trying to take advantage of that. Even though it's well-intended and there's no harm, meant, there is harm being done, because I'm being distracted and taken away from my priorities. And that's the truth. It's fun to know that's working. It's not so fun to realize what else comes with it. And that's just that. This is what comes with the territory of knowing that you're a blessing to those around you. Because the thing about it is, I believe, this is what I choose to believe, that everyone's presence is a blessing, that everyone is a blessing here, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're a blessing to everyone. And that's the thing, that's the difference. And I remember when I talked about being a blessing and knowing that your presence was a blessing, it's something for you to know and for you to understand where that's true, and with who that's true, and for how long that's true. Because like I talked about the last time, with there being rain in a place that receives rain all the time, rain is an abundance of water. Rain is a blessing. Rain is always a blessing. But depending on where it is and for how long, it's not received as a blessing. Because rain can cause flooding. Rain can cause damage to infrastructure if it's too much for too long and too much pressure, like too hard coming down. There are details, there are aspects, there are things that have to be considered with the blessing of this much rain, right? But if you consider this abundance of rain someplace where there is drought, there is no moisture in the air and in the soil and in the people, like, and they need that moisture, right? That moisture is a blessing. That moisture will be received and valued as such. And so the same with us, like, we're made up of how much? 70-80% water. If you consider yourself as an abundance of water as well, whatever you want to think of yourself as, that energy, you go into a space and you have to be able to assess and discern how you are being received. And if you've been in this space and around these people before, you need to be aware of how you've been received in the past, and you have to adjust accordingly. Like, if these people love you but they cannot appreciate your presence, then you're doing them and yourself a disservice, because you can be appreciated properly elsewhere. You can be given or giving value elsewhere, and that value can be received. Whereas you're going someplace where people just take you for granted and nobody's happy, nobody's really pleased, because you're taking up space and these people are viewing you as taking up space. And you know, it's just like, why? Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop. We're gonna leave that in 2023, right? And we're going to move forward into next year with the lesson that we are blessings, and we will walk and act accordingly. And so it's just like that realization of the responsibility it is being and knowing that you are a blessing, and that your presence is a blessing, and that your energy is expensive and it's exclusive, and you are valuable and needed and wanted in certain spaces and places. So just because people want access to you doesn't mean that they necessarily deserve it or that they can use it. Like, I hate to use the word deserve it because it just sounds so, like, what's the word? Damn, there's a word. I can't remember the word, but like oh my god, not enable. There's a word. Anyway, whatever. When people just think your word is aligned, being in aligned spaces with aligned people is my intention. Yes, aligned is a perfect word. Aligned is a perfect word. When you wanna discern that that's where you are, and that's where you're being received in aligned spaces. And I think that just, how do I say it? It works better for everyone when we know that, we realize that, and we kind of make the decision for some people who don't know or realize that they're not in alignment with you. if you see that and you don't do anything for that, I feel like we will be rewarded with consequence. And consequences can be good or bad. Consequences are just the result of something. And everything has a consequence. Everything has a result. So you want those results to be good. Intend and make the decision to be in aligned spaces so that everyone present can receive, from that blessing. And that's just the realization that I'm coming to. Like, reiterating what I was talking about earlier, what even brought this conversation up was just me being in a conversation that I knew I had no business being in. And what's crazy is, from the moment I was in the conversation, I knew I had no business being in it, and that bothered me. And the other person realized that, but I was just so, when you really want to like help people see and perceive something, but it's like you have to know when to give up. And I hate to say it like that, but you have to be able to see where people are, and you gotta be able to meet them where they're at. And if they're not where you're at, trying to make them see from where you're seeing, like if you're here and you're looking, I hate to say looking down, let's say you're looking forward, right? Because your line of vision is a bit higher, you can see further out and past the horizon, right? They can't for whatever reason because they're looking closer. So because of that, like, you try to make them look farther and it's not aligned. Perfect way to say it. Or leave them there. Yeah, that's it. You gotta leave them where they're at, because you meet them where they're at, and if they are not trying to move with you, like move up with you, and that can be move up to where you are and keep moving forward, if they're not willing to do that, if they don't even see why that's necessary or that that's something that needs to happen, then you can just leave them there. They're happy there. If they're not happy there, someone else, something else, it's not your responsibility for them to move up. It's for you to extend the hand. They take it. If they're pulling you down, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. And it sucks that is the fact of life, but it's the fact of life, facts of life. So that being said, I just realized that in this conversation, and it's so funny because it took me so long, and I know I saw it from the moment the conversation started, and there were so many interruptions, and I still kept trying because for whatever reason, I think I was projecting. I can't even say I think. I know I was projecting in the situation, and I was taking on more responsibility than I needed to. And because of that, I ended up hurting myself because I wasn't minding my business. It was not my business. And I knew it wasn't my business from the beginning. And just because I knew how it felt to be on both ends, the person who pulled me into it, I wanted to make sure that they understood what they were doing, because they had just done that with me, and I did not know if they were aware that they were about to make it was possible. I don't even know. I don't know what they were going to do, but I just wanted to know that they knew it was possible. They would make the same they would have the same interaction. I can't even say make the same mistake, because I don't know, but it was never my place. It was never my place. And so it was reminded to me that it wasn't my place, because everything, all energies, all of the powers were trying to intervene. Like conversation dropping, calls interrupting, like I'm on to something else, doing something else, minding my business now, like not even looking out for this call no more, like so many things. And it was just like, girl, if you were discerning, if you were like paying attention to you, you would have noticed all these signs and you would have listened. Because it's like, it's not that I didn't notice the signs, it's that I was being persistent in not the best way. So that's what I was dealing with earlier before I came on. And what's crazy is that's not even what I wanted to come on and talk about. It just happened and I was like, I still feel it, I gotta let this pass. And I'm dealing with recovering from a blocked, blocked voice and throat chakra and center and all of that, however you want to say it. But I realize that I have to speak. If I want to let energy pass, I gotta speak on it. It's the only way. Speak on it, sing on it. Like, I gotta let that energy move. Yep, and you think because your spiritual things shouldn't happen like that. Honestly, I've come to realize I think things gotten worse since I got spiritual. Like, the way I'm being, I don't want to say it like that because I feel like it sounds spiritual in the way that I don't like, but it is what it is. Like, the way I feel like I'm being tested, I'm like, wow, this is wild. Like, people really trying to fight me and stuff. Like, this is crazy, and I'm like, wow, this didn't happen before. Like, this episode didn't happen before. Like, the most that would happen was like an argument, but now people want to be putting hands on you. Like, what? And like, obviously I shouldn't say obviously, but I've had situations where things like that have happened before, but not with the people that it's happened with. So I'm like, wow, okay, I must really be triggering you. It is to show the greater responsibility you have when you're a light worker. Oh my God. Please. Oh, jeez. Talk about it, because it comes to detox you. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. A lot of the situations that have happened, once I have allowed I want to say the stagnant energy to pass, because not all of the energy passes, but like the things that are like bottled up that cause you to react because you're triggered, once that passes and you're able to kind of just see the situation for what it is, like, once that happens for me, I'm able to appreciate that the situation even happened, because it brought to light things that I would have never, without some type of intervention like that, have seen before. And so, like, a lot of the situations that came up this year, they put me in a space where I've never been, and I felt panicked for a lot of them. Yeah, I panicked for a lot of them, and a lot of them just made me realize, like, oh, this is the underlying belief that needs to go. Like, this is what can't stay. This is what can't come with you. This lack mindset can't come with you. This scarcity mindset can't come with you. This unworthiness can't come with you. This shame, this guilt can't come with you. This codependency can't come with you. Like, what else is there? This taking things personal, this sensitivity, oversensitivity can't come with you. What else was there? This reactionary nature can't come with you. This like victim mentality can't come with you. This need for validation can't come with you. Like, oh my God, so many things came up this year that showed me that I've always been operating like this. And it's like the underlying issue. Yeah, the underlying issue that is the root cause to a lot that you don't notice. But also, what I will say is realizing that even though it's the Gregorian New Year, like nature is still resting and still much in winter, and that season, that feeling, that rest before the fresh renewal has gotten me to kind of like remember to calm down, if that makes sense. There are moments where I'm like, the new year, and then I'll be like, oh wait, we don't operate like that anymore. We're getting back in tune with nature. I won't say we're fully in tune with nature, but we're getting back there. We're coming back to the cycles and the seasons, and you know, being a natural being, because all of this need for productivity, like really it's unrealistic and it's not sustainable. And all of that has gotten me to want to calm down. I won't say that I'm fully there yet, but because I'm acknowledging that, I'm like realizing when I'm doing too much and I need to chill. Yes, it's such a contradiction. A new year in winter. Right. What was I watching that made it so obvious that spring was a new year? Oh, damn. I don't remember. But there was something that I had seen recently that just painted the beautiful picture that literally when nature wakes up again is when the year starts. Like, that's so obvious. So, I mean, they can call it whatever they want to. People, structures, governments, whatever, all those things, they name things and say things all the time. And they're wrong. So, they can call it whatever they want to. But at the end of the day, like, it's not appropriate to be starting brand new everything until nature's like, yeah, I'm with you. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, why am I rushing? And I still have to remind myself, because I be contradicting myself a lot too. I be feeling pressure. I do. I can't help but to feel the pressure sometimes. And then I remind myself, I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I went on an interview the other day for, you know, a job. Something taxable for reasons. And I remember the woman asking me, she didn't tell me, well, why would she tell me? But, you know, she was asking me, like, how old I was, because my resume has 10 years of experience. I have a lot of experience in my field. I really do. And I downplay it too much. I really do. I need to stop doing that. But we getting there. We getting there. That's one of the things that can't come in 2024. Unworthiness can't come. And she was like, how old are you? And she's like, I know my this other person that, you know, works with her was like, you're not supposed to ask people that. And I was just like, it's fine. And I told her, like, I'm not even 30 yet. I'm almost 30. And she's like, oh my God, you're so young. Your journey hasn't even started yet. And it's so funny because hearing her say that, I knew that to be true. But, you know the mindset. Like, you're about to be 30. Oh my God, what have you done? What have you accomplished? And hearing her say that with 40 plus years of experience in my field, I was just like, I could receive it. Like, I could receive her saying, my journey has just started. And I think I needed to hear that, because there's so many things that I've done with no plan. You know, like, I know that I'm like some sort of free spirited type person, just very type A. A type A free spirit. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? That's what I am. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna put something on this head. Like, I don't like that it's just bald back here. It's bothering me. Make her look pretty. But yeah, I'm like a free-spirited type A personality, and it's so funny because there's so many things that I will fixate on and like into the details, and there's some things where I'm just like, actually there's a lot of things where I'm just like, it's fine, let's just do it, let's see what happens. And it's like, that doesn't really go together, but hey, that's me, that's how I am. And it's just funny because coming up on 30 has me really wanting to. I think I've learned a lot this year that allows me to let go of what I should do, where I should be, should. But then there are moments where I remember and I'm like, should I be? Oh yeah, calm down. Should I? And then calm down. Like, I'll have so many moments like that, and I'm just like, breathe. So hearing her say that, I received it so well that I didn't even know I needed to hear that. My journey has just begun. So, that being said, though 2024 is technically starting in a few days, my new year doesn't start until months later. And so I'm moving, I should say, and I'm being, and that's as productive as I need to be for myself. I'm alive. That's productivity. I'm breathing, I'm being, that's productivity. For me, that's productivity. I'm creating, that's productive. I'm experiencing and I'm learning from my experiences, that's productive. All that's productive. I am productive. But I was not created to be productive. I was created to experience. I created myself to experience. That's what I believe, and that's what I will do. So I give myself permission to relax and to be and do accordingly. I like how this is coming out. We are being productive. We're doing a lot, and we get to do a lot. I get to do a lot. So I don't have to do anything. There's nothing that I have to do. Everything I'm doing is because I want to do it, and I get to do it. And this is the mindset. This is what we're bringing into 2024. What do we get to do in 2024? What are we doing that we want to do in 2024? What's the new reality that we are creating in 2024? I like that. I think I need to break some more. This one will go under.